Hey there, I'm Ian Douglas. I'm the author of the website techinterview.guide, and I'm here to help people with career advancement and interview preparation. My live stream on Twitch covers topics such as company research, how to build resumes and cover letters, applying for the job, getting through interviews, and what to do during negotiations. I've coached thousands and thousands of people over the years to get jobs at the biggest tech companies in the industry, and I'm here to help you too. The following episode is taken from a longer live stream event and may contain interactions with other people in chat. Check out the end of the episode for more information. Let's get to it. HFW asks in chat, how much do you think recency of tech prep matters? For example, I felt like the concepts needed in Amazon's most recent 6-month list was not well covered by the typical topics. That's an interesting question. The recency of prep is more for how well can you recall this information once you get to an interview. That's really what the recency is going to help with. When it comes to, are the topics relevant, that's going to be a little bit subjective. That will change slightly over time, but not drastically. I think that a lot of the material that you're going to typically study for interviews is going to be kind of long-lasting material. So I'm a little curious what you think about, like, Amazon's most recent 6-month list was not well covered by the typical topics. Are you saying that the typical topics that people would tell you to prepare didn't prepare you well for Amazon? Is that what you're asking? I'm a little bit curious if you can give me a little more context on that. X90 just finished vacation, feeling relaxed. Very good, very good. Hope you had a great vacation. We thought about taking a trip. We took a big giant road trip last year. And we were out for a couple of weeks, and we got back like late June, and then I started a job like the first week of July, and then I started streaming a year ago Friday. So we just hit our 1 year as a streamer, and we debated doing another road trip this summer, but we haven't actually made any plans yet, and we got about a month before the kids go back to school, so we're trying to figure out, like, what do we do? So we got some fun activities planned at the end of the month. I don't know if we're going to get out for like another road trip or not. We might, I don't know, maybe just go up to the mountains or something for a weekend or something like that. We haven't been camping in forever. I'd love to go camping. So yeah, we'll have to figure some of that out. But yeah, vacation's always nice. It's nice to get away and unplug and stuff like that, and just go explore someplace new. And yeah, it's always fun to do that kind of thing. So HFW, so list of advanced topics not covered by blind 75 and so on. So things like advanced topics. So advanced topics for a company like Amazon, for example, they're going to want to hear a lot about like scalability, and like low level optimizations, memory use optimizations and things like that. Those are topics that are not typically covered. I don't even really cover them in my email newsletter either. I do cover some, but not very much. I do touch a little bit on like why these things are important. So I do talk about like, why do I ask a question about scalability? Why do I ask questions about security? Things like that. Because I think it is important that you could study some of that stuff. Some companies will ask about it, some of them won't. Some of it depends on your seniority level. If you are a very senior dev, then you're probably working in a lot of those realms anyway. And a lot of the preparation that you do for those interviews should really focus around, like, what do you typically do on a day-to-day basis? How does that make you a better developer? Why does that bring value to my company? Those are really going to be the themes around the questions that they ask on that sort of stuff. But yeah, just doing like the blind 75, leak code, and by the blind 75, they basically mean like they don't tell you what the pattern is. They just give you the problem. You have to try to figure everything out about it. The blind 75, I mean, it's just algorithms and data structures, and it's not really going to get into like, show me how you make this particular question scalable. Hey, bud, if you're done with that blanket, can you bring it back here? That's my blanket, not the catch. So it's going to be like, regurgitate the depth first search, regurgitate, these heap algorithms and things like that. But it's not going to be like, hey, tell me why scalability is important. Tell me why resilience and, building backup systems and testing that those backup systems work and disaster recovery plans. Like, tell me why those things are important. There aren't many mailing lists out there that are going to cover that as preparation material. I think because once you reach a certain level in your career, those are questions that are just going to come up because you're going to be dealing with that stuff all the time. Does that need to be on a list of like, hey, make sure that you talk about these things? I mean, you could. I found one really good resource. Let me see if I've got it open in an editor. Let me go find this real quick. I think I've shared this link before, but let me go pull it up here again. Bear with me for a second while I go find it. And it's a really good resource that I found on system design. There's actually a couple of them. I'll post both of the links in here, and I'll add them to the video description below when I get into when I get this up on YouTube. These two links I have found to be quite good as far as like system design go. So you can go check out these links if you want. One of them's GitHub, and it's enormous, and it's someone from Facebook put it together. And I think that covers a lot of those more advanced topics, like how would you talk about caching? How would you talk about, this component or that component of system design? I think the system design interviews are going to prepare you more for those advanced questions. And it's not going to be like, show me how you code a caching system, but it's going to be like, why do we use caching? How do you set it up? How do you use it effectively? How do you know when to invalidate what's in the cache? Things like that. Those are going to come up more as system design types of interviews, and not so much as the immediate like developer interview, where you're sitting down. It's like, all right, code this thing up for me and tell me why you would build caching into it or something like that. That's not, those are going to be two different types of interviews, I think. Thanks for checking that out. I hope that you found it helpful. I always appreciate feedback, so please let me know what you think. I appreciate any subscriptions, so please tell your friends and colleagues about it as well. Check out the website techinterview.guide for more information about when I'm live streaming and all of my free content. Drop by a live stream anytime to ask questions or message me privately, whatever makes you most comfortable. See you next time.